The winter session of Parliament set to begin today. Proceedings on day one are expected to be adjourned after paying tribute to two sitting MPs of the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha MP Murli Deora, who passed away early this morning. The month-long session is likely to be a stormy one, with the Modi government looking to clear 67 bills that have been pending in the House, but it faces a tough challenge from the opposition in the Rajya Sabha. The insurance reform bill tops the government's agenda. The Trinamool has already made it clear that it will oppose FDI in insurance and will hold protests outside Parliament opposing the move. The opposition tone already set, with the Trinamool and the Samajwadi Party not attending the all-party meeting called by the centre yesterday. The Congress, however, has not made its position clear on the insurance bill. The party, however, is set to take up the issue of black money. The BJP, remember, had promised to bring black money stashed abroad back within 100 days of coming to power. These are pictures of the Prime Minister's convoy going towards Parliament. Today is the first day of the winter session, but the House are likely to be adjourned after condolence messages for two Lok Sabha MPs and Rajya Sabha MP Murli Deora, who in fact passed away early this morning. Day one likely to be adjourned, but this session likely to be a stormy one, with the opposition looking to corner the government on key issues. On the agenda for the government are 67 bills that are pending before the House. The government will look to push for key economic reforms as well, but it faces a major challenge from the opposition, especially in the Rajya Sabha. These are live pictures that we're getting you from the national capital. The Prime Minister's convoy going towards Parliament. These are pictures that we're getting you of Prime Minister Modi arriving at Parliament this morning. It's day one of the winter session.
Today the winter session of the Parliament begins. Insurance and goods and
Prime Minister Modi likely to be received by Parliamentary Affairs Minister when he arrives in Parliament this morning. Day one likely to be adjourned. Those are pictures of Prime Minister Narendra Modi being greeted by Parliamentary Affairs Minister Maharashtra Naqvi there offering a bouquet to Narendra Modi. Venkaiah Naidu, of course, also will be there, not visible in these pictures because of the camera angle. Prime Minister Modi, of course, already tweeted earlier this morning offering his condolences to Murli Deora's family. These are pictures of Prime Minister Modi accompanied by Venkaiah Naidu and Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi, moving towards the media stand where he's likely to issue a statement. Today is day one, and as is customary, the Prime Minister issues a press statement, also tries to reach out to all parties. That was Prime Minister Narendra Modi issuing a press statement, reaching out to opposition parties, saying he's hopeful that the opposition will play a constructive role and will allow key legislations to be passed. Remember, on the agenda for the government are 67 key bills. Of course, on top of the agenda is FDI in insurance, something that Mamata Banerjee has already said that she will be opposing. In fact, TMC leaders had already made it clear that they will be staging a protest outside Parliament. With us in our studios, we have our Executive Editor Javed Ansari. Also with us, political analyst T.R. Ramachandran. I want to come to you first, Javed Ansari. As expected, Prime Minister Narendra Modi reaching out to the opposition, saying that he is hopeful that important business will be conducted in the House and the opposition will play a crucial role and will help the government in passing key bills.
Not just that, he's reached out to the opposition. He's also paid them a compliment, saying that the last session was very productive, thanks to the cooperation of the opposition members, and therefore he's reminded MPs that while he and his government have the mandate to run government, it's the MPs who have the mandate to run the country. So therefore the Prime Minister trying to sound conciliatory, reaching out to the opposition. Now it remains to be seen whether the opposition will be satisfied by merely what the Prime Minister has said. What we've seen in the past, that despite all the filibustering and the grandstanding, parliamentarians have it in them that behind closed doors they try and reach a compromise, negotiate, reach compromise, and eventually business gets done. As they say in Parliament, the opposition must have its say, but the government at the end of the day must have its way. And therefore, I do believe that after a few days of grandstanding, Parliament will get down to the business of legislating, debating and discussing vital issues concerning India's concerns. concerning the country.
Let's also get a word from T.R. Ramachandran, who's with us live this morning. Mr. Ramachandran, the tone of the session was set yesterday, the all-party meeting, the TMC deciding to boycott the meet, Samajwadi Party also giving it a miss. The Congress, of course, Congress's strategy is going to be key because it seems that all these parties are working together and are likely to give the BJP a stiff challenge in the upper house.
Very true. I think that is where their strength lies, and they think that since the BJP has a free run in the Lok Sabha where it has a comfortable majority on its own, that is not the case in the Rajya Sabha. So they mainly gain their strength from the Rajya Sabha because any legislation has to be passed by both the houses of Parliament. I think in the overall analysis, the real challenge for the government and the opposition in this session of the winter session of Parliament is primarily efforts being made to overhaul the present system of taxes both at the centre and in the states. Now, be a smooth process or not is difficult to say, because on several issues the opposition, including the Congress and the TMC, as well as the Samajwadi Party and the Bahujan Samaj Party, are opposed to some of the legislative measures. It includes the insurance bill, which is before a select committee. I think in the overall analysis, the numbers that need to help the BJP to do well in the Rajya Sabha is non-existent for now. And the difference in getting to the halfway mark and a little more to attain a simple majority in the Rajya Sabha is distant. Therefore, I think the BJP, which is heading the NDA, will have to make efforts to take the opposition along. And the Prime Minister, even the first time when they met after winning the elections in May earlier this year, started off by saying that he would like to take along all sections of the House, both in the Central Hall as well as in the Lok Sabha, that if the government needs to move ahead in developing the country and in providing the necessary succor and help to the people at large, it cannot be an effort of a single man or a single government, but it has to be a cooperative effort of everyone put together. So let's wait and see how the winter session really pans out, though I do feel it will have tremendous hiccups initially, but at some point of time it might settle down thanks to the government reaching out to the opposition to get its job done. But it is not going to be easy by any stretch of imagination.
Yes, Mr. Ramachandran, you're definitely sounding more hopeful than some of those Congress spokespersons did. All right, that was Prime Minister Narendra Modi speaking to the media ahead of the winter session of Parliament. We're also getting in reactions from other leaders from different political parties. Derek O'Brien of the TMC saying that the BJP will have to answer tough questions, especially on the issue of black money.
Accusing the central government of misleading us.
Please understand, the BJP leaders sitting in their wintry perch in Delhi can make all these comments. 3 years ago, the people of Bengal gave Mamta Di an overwhelming mandate to run the state. As we said yesterday, the BJP, in spite of all their billion-dollar advertising campaign, in May, even though in certain other parts of the country they made an impact, there are few states like Bengal where their impact was zero. So now they are executing this master plan of theirs to try and create a situation in Bengal which is supposed to suggest that there's a lot of communal disharmony there and a lot of tension there. Everyone there is very happy. Things are good.
Sir, insurance bill will support करेंगे?
Insurance bill. Our position on FDI and insurance has been very clear. Because of us, we went to all the other parties to tell them that this bill cannot pass and it will go to a select committee. Now the select committee has not met for 2 weeks because two of the BJP members became ministers. So first let the select committee report be passed. first let the law clause by clause be taken up in the select committee. No question of passing this bill.
All right, we're being joined by BJP's GVL Narasimha Rao on a live link from the national capital. Mr. Rao, the Prime Minister reaching out to all opposition parties, asking for the opposition to play a constructive role, but it's likely to be cornered on the issue of one, black money. Second, also the fact that the BJP's entire love jihad rhetoric in Uttar Pradesh completely backfired, and it also the opposition parties claim that the BJP was trying to wedge a communal divide. That's something that's likely to be taken up in Parliament as well.
I think these are complete non-issues as far as the present Parliament session is concerned. And if some political parties want to derail discussions in the Parliament, and if they want to somehow do a political mudslinging in this session, I think people of the country will see through the game. Because issues that you are mentioning, they have no relevance to this Parliament this session at all. Love jihad, where does it become a Parliament session, an agenda for a Parliament debate? I think the key issues, the bills that are pending for many years, I think they have still, I think nearly 67 bills are pending in both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha put together. Most of them in the Rajya Sabha having been passed by the Lok Sabha. And there are new bills. The select committee is likely to finalize its report by end of the month. Even before the report has been finalized, I think Trinamool Congress is trying to merely raise some kind of political heat by saying they will not support it. It was because of the demand from the opposition parties that this select committee in Rajya Sabha was formed. This could have actually been done if the government's intentions were to bulldoze this legislation without by ignoring the views of significant opposition parties. We could have thought of other plans in the last session itself. So, but I think we are still hopeful. The government, the Prime Minister, the Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, they have been making sincere attempts to reach out to the opposition and to get all their concerns addressed. And even after that, if they simply want to stall any bill purely for the sake of politics, I think people of the country will certainly see through this.
All right, we're also getting in some breaking piece of news is that Prime Minister Modi and his core team are meeting ahead of this winter session. Prime Minister Modi is meeting top ministers in his office. Sushma Swaraj, Rajnath Singh, Arun Jaitley and Venkaiah Naidu met the Prime Minister. This sources say is to devise a strategy for the upcoming session of Parliament. The BJP looking to push through 67 key bills, but of course it faces an uphill task as far as the Rajya Sabha is concerned. Javed Ansari, I'd like to bring you into this discussion at this stage. The BJP looking at the Congress and hoping that it will be more generous than what the BJP was to the Congress when the Congress was in power.
Well, certainly, and it's incumbent on all political parties, the government, the main opposition party, as well as all others, that they can have their say, but eventually business has to be transacted. Legislations must be passed, debates must take place. Otherwise, you know, it will make a mockery of the parliamentary system. We've seen this in the past. Political parties adopt a maximalist position, and then behind the scenes in backroom negotiations, a compromise is reached. It will require some give on the part of the government. It will require the opposition also to scale down. And hopefully, in the days ahead, important business will be transacted.
Right. So, Javed Ansari basically saying that efforts will be made by all parties to ensure that some business is carried out in this winter session of Parliament. I'd like all of you to please stay on with us.